This is Stories from the Journey Home. My name is Amber, a client advocate at Zoe's house, and I have the honor of reading Christmas and Eric's story. My name is Christmas, and my husband and I adopted our son Isaiah through Zoe's house. This is our story. Looking back over the years since we began dreaming about adopting, it's hard to believe we have finally found ourselves in the reality of an addition to our family. Isaiah joined us when he was a little over 2 years old and is now almost 3. We know that every family's adoption story is different, but for us, Isaiah's adoption has been incredibly smooth and will boldly say miraculous. One of the most incredible things is that from the very start, Isaiah's mother seemed to know that, beyond any doubt, we were the family to receive her son. How could she be so sure? And why would she choose so confidently a family who already had 6 biological children when her son needed special attention and care? There seemed to be only one answer, consistent with her testimony. God was the one at work behind the scenes to orchestrate His will and provide for this special child. In contrast to our smooth adoption, the journey before Isaiah was long, drawn out, and not so simple. We had desired to adopt for years, and when we finally felt it was time to act on those dreams, we faced many roadblocks and difficulties. We knew that many who worked in the adoption field felt we were crazy to want to bring another child into our already large family, and yet we were compelled to push forward. We started by reaching out to the state of Missouri to become certified to adopt through the foster care system. We were quickly denied because we exceeded the maximum number of children in a home. Unsure of where to turn, a family friend referred us to Zoe's house. We soon met with Zoe's house and learned how they served women, children, and families, including their Another Way Home program that worked closely with state agencies to place adoption-ready children with waiting Zoe's house families. After meeting with their team, they felt we would best fit the private adoption category. We were hesitant to pursue private adoption because of the costs, as well as the concern of being an unlikely family to be chosen. But Zoe's house was not put off by our large family, and they encouraged us to pray about the decision. We were stunned. We labored over the decision as we strained to hear a clear word from the Lord. Foster adoption was our original plan and heart, and certification was so very close. Wasn't the bigger need for waiting children in foster care? Why was private adoption being opened up to us now? Would we actually be chosen? And how would we pay for it? None of it quite made sense, but we felt that this was a door that had been opened for us, and we felt the peace to say yes. Now it was time to submit it to the Lord, and like every hopeful adoptive family, it was time to wait. When we received that very first email regarding our Isaiah, we felt a yes in our hearts, unlike one we have ever felt before. It wasn't a yes of desperation or impatience, but a yes of faith. Prior to meeting Isaiah, we were told that he had an autism diagnosis with a specific, significant speech delay. His birth mother told us that he had never spoken an intelligible word, but that her heart's greatest desire was for him to speak someday. On our first visit alone with Isaiah, we took him to the zoo and then to a nature park to play. While we were together, we spoke simply to him. Let's go. Do you want to swing? Do you want up? Do you want a snack? At one point, while I, Christmas, was holding him, he began to squirm to get down. As I was letting him down, I asked, "Down?" To our surprise, Isaiah repeated, "Down?" in his sweet little voice. Later in the car, I said, "Hi," and again he repeated, "Hi." We were super surprised, but assumed that maybe we had misunderstood his diagnosis, and perhaps his speech was not as delayed as we had been told. When we returned Isaiah, we shared with his birth mother that we had heard him speak those 3 words, and she was speechless. She confirmed that Isaiah had never spoken any words before. Soon after that, we received a message from her sharing that for the very first time, Isaiah's preschool had reported that Isaiah had said a few words at school. She praised the Lord for this new development and said that it confirmed that she was on the right path for Isaiah concerning the family she had chosen for him. 3 months later, he is slowly but surely still building his vocabulary, and we celebrate every word. God had surely been at work in our hearts through all the twists and turns to cultivate a faith in Him that we never could have attained on our own. God's grace was there to give us the vision and desire to adopt, to provide an agency that believed in our passion for these special children, and the time and endurance to complete the steps necessary to adopt. God's grace brought us into the view of Isaiah's mother, and His grace opened our heart to us in such a full and complete way. We trust that all these things are only the beginning, a taste of God's good plans for our family with Isaiah in it. On top of all these things, God's provision worked to provide the funds we needed to pay for the adoption of our son. We are so thankful for the adoption grant agencies and the many people who helped cover the costs. And we are greatly moved and exceedingly blessed that Isaiah's mother entrusted the life and future of her son to us. Thank you for listening to Christmas and Eric's story. By supporting Zoe's House, you are forever written into each of these stories. If you would like to learn more about private adoption or our Another Way Home program, we encourage you to visit our website.